take a look at 20 of the most disgusting things that people have found in their food. Number 20. Frog in a frozen vegetable bag. In 2010, the Hoffman family from Grand Ledge, Michigan bought a bag of frozen vegetables from their local supermarket. Inside the bag, they were shocked to find a frog that was frozen solid. The family tried contacting the FDA to report the stowaway amphibian, but didn't manage to get a response. They then reached out to a local columnist who contacted the Mayer supermarket chain. Mayer subsequently issued a recall for its frozen mixed veggies. Number 19. Mouse in baked beans. In December 2011, Sainsbury's, the popular UK grocery chain, was fined approximately $12,000 after one of its customers found a mouse inside a can of store-brand baked beans. Bean starch was found in a rodent's stomach during the investigation, and thus it was ultimately concluded that greed was its downfall. Number 18. Black widow spider. Black widows are amongst the most dangerous spiders in the world. The females of the species have a potent venom containing neurotoxins that can cause muscle cramps, dizziness, vomiting, and even death. The last place you'd expect to find one of these creepy crawlies is in your food. Unfortunately for Boston resident Jorge Fuentes, that is exactly what happened. He found a black widow in a bag of grapes he'd purchased from a supermarket chain. Luckily, he managed to escape his encounter with the arachnid unharmed, as it didn't get a chance to bite him. Number 17. Razor. The only dangers that ice cream should pose is getting sick from eating too much of it. This wasn't the case for Stephanie Granger, who could have been seriously injured by what she found in a pint of ice cream she'd bought in 2011 from a Walmart in Kilgore, Texas. Inside, she discovered a razor. Apparently, when Granger reported the find to a Walmart representative, she was told, "I'm sorry, I hope your days get better." Number 16. Human tooth. A British woman found a human tooth in a block of cheese purchased from Sainsbury's in the UK. She told a media outlet the experience had been particularly disturbing for her, as she'd been to the dentist the day before. The supermarket chain assured her that a proper investigation would be conducted. Number 15. Snakehead. In 2009, John Pendleton was waiting for his order at TGI Fridays in Schenectady, New York. When his meal arrived, he noticed an extra ingredient in his broccoli in the form of a partially decomposed snakehead. When Pendleton showed his plate to the server, they reportedly started to gag. Number 14. Human skin. A Florida man got more than he paid for while having a meal at an Arby's restaurant. Under a bun, he discovered a large piece of bloody human skin. It was later revealed that the restaurant manager had accidentally cut off a chunk of his finger while slicing lettuce. He quickly tended to his injury, but forgot to dispose of the lettuce, which was eventually served with the bloodied skin still inside. Number 13. Pizza Hut Band-Aid. Ken Wycherza was enjoying a large Pizza Hut Supreme Pizza when he felt something strange in his mouth. He soon found out that an extra ingredient in the form of a blood-stained Band-Aid had been baked into the crust of his pizza. He tried complaining to the restaurant's management, but was ignored. The man then went to the media with his story. Pizza Hut responded by publicly challenging the truth behind his claims. Crisis management firms cited this reaction as one of the worst ways of handling such an incident. Number 12. Cockroach. Cockroaches are the prime nightmare of any restaurant. They're an obvious example of health code violations, and just one of them creeping on the floor is enough to bring about serious consequences for any establishment. It's much worse when one of them turns up in your food. One Reddit user posted a picture of a half-eaten McDonald's hash brown with a roach inside of it. His compensation for this disgusting experience? A free breakfast coupon. Number 11. Blood inside BLT. When Susan Mosher received her order of BLT and fries from a Cracker Barrel in Houston, Texas, she couldn't help but notice that the contents of her plate looked more like a crime scene than a meal. Her sandwich was soaked in blood. Understandably horrified, the woman complained to Cracker Barrel management, who found out that the blood came from a chef who'd cut himself while preparing the dish. Number 10. Glass in baby food. According to a report from the New York Times in 1986, a woman from Brooklyn, New York, noticed that her baby was spitting out the Gerber baby food she was giving him. Upon closer inspection, she saw that he was bleeding from his mouth. The infant had bitten down on a piece of glass that had been lost inside the jar. Despite the fact that people from 30 states sent similar complaints to the FDA, the Gerber products weren't recalled. Number 9. Chicken head. A Virginia woman sued McDonald's for $100,000 in 2008 after she found a chicken head in a box of wings. She didn't notice the chicken head at first, and she was on the verge of eating it when her 8-year-old son screamed at her to stop. She was offered free meals for 2 weeks as compensation, but refused and took the matter to court. Needless to say, she was more than unhappy about her meal. Number 8. Severed finger. Clarence Stowers, a North Carolina resident, encountered a severed finger while enjoying a container of Cole's frozen custard. According to USA Today, Stowers didn't know what he discovered at first and put the digit into his mouth, believing that it was a piece of candy. He contacted the authorities as soon as he realized that it was a human finger. Officials stated that the digit belonged to a worker who'd recently had it reattached after a food processing machine incident. Number 7. Dead frog inside Pepsi can. It didn't take long for Fred Denigri to realize there was something wrong with his Pepsi. The texture was thick and slimy, and the flavor was rank. After shaking the contents of the can, Denigri claimed that something resembling pink linguine came out. The FDA and Poison Control were alerted, and they analyzed the can's mysterious contents. It was concluded that the foreign matter was most likely a dead toad or frog. Number 6. Serrated knife. This one's not so much disgusting as it is dangerous. In 2008, New Yorker John Agnesini made a startling discovery upon biting into his Subway sandwich. Inside the loaf of bread was a 6-inch serrated knife. He was very fortunate that the part of the knife which ended up between his teeth had been the melted handle and not the blade. It's fairly hard to imagine how someone could have baked the knife into the sandwich by accident. Nevertheless, Agnesini sued the restaurant and reportedly received a settlement of $20,000. Number 5. Syringe needle sandwich. U.S. Army Staff Sergeant Craig Bartholomew bought a Burger King triple stacker from a restaurant in Hawaii. Little did he know at the time that his meal would result in a potentially life-threatening injury. Initially, the man claimed that he'd hurt his tongue on a syringe needle tucked into his sandwich. To make matters worse, he was later hospitalized for almost a week after a second needle was found trapped in his small intestine. He sued Burger King for severe physical injury to his tongue, stomach, and rectum. Number 4. Bullets in hot dog. In 2004, Costco was involved in a food scandal after California resident Olivia Chains found a dangerous item in a hot dog she'd purchased from the snack bar. She'd bitten down on something hard that subsequently proved to be a live 9mm bullet. That was not the end of her ordeal, as later she went to the hospital with abdominal pains. The doctors found that Chains had swallowed an additional live bullet from the hot dog. Number 3. Ice cream surprise. In 2008, Ian MacDonald, the Australian food minister at the time, confirmed that fecal matter had been found in the chocolate gelato offered to patrons of a Sydney pub. Steve and Jessica White were offered the gelato after they had complained about the noise. Not long after consuming the tainted dessert, they became violently ill. Number 2. Clam chowder condom. In 2002, a woman from Irvine, California, discovered a disgusting item that had somehow ended up in her bowl of clam chowder. While enjoying the dish, she started chewing on something of a rubbery texture. She'd initially assumed that it was calamari or some other type of chewy seafood. She had to spit out the mysterious morsel, which actually turned out to be a condom. After suing the restaurant, the woman won an undisclosed settlement. Number 1. Tampon in steak. German tourist Axel Sands Klaus went through a gut-wrenching incident involving a $40 filet mignon at the Bull and Bear restaurant in New York's Waldorf Astoria Hotel. It only took one bite of his steak for the man to realize that he had ended up with a bloody tampon inside his mouth. After rinsing his mouth with brandy, Sans Claus rushed to the nearest hospital, where the doctors confirmed his disgusting discovery. They also recommended that he get tested for blood-borne diseases.
Hey guys, it's Angelo, producer of this channel. I wanted to let you all know I've set up a Patreon account where I'll be offering very exciting and very exclusive bonus footage available only to people on Patreon.